Hey, everybody. Yes, indeed. Just seems like I got a lot to say. And so, nothing like taking advantage of the fact that the electricity's on, the bills are paid, the microphone's working. You know, why not take advantage of it and do it now rather than put it off? Uh, do you see the thumbnail to this video? It's a 6-engine bird. Okay, I talked about this. Talked about this quite a bit, but not enough. I've thought about it a lot, and all of a sudden, I think I came up with a better way to explain to you um, that I got all those military flyovers that I say I got. Okay. Those of you who want to say they were maneuvers, um, because you can't, your mind won't go that, hey, Ethan's done a lot, and the military just recognized Ethan for what he did. Um, so I've been talking about Derek Johnson because Derek Johnson is in the news. Derek Johnson is sharing a lot of information. Derek Johnson has a blueprint. He's coming out with a book. He speaks on his own platforms, and he goes on other platforms with people who have shows, people who are podcasters, uh, people who are truthers. And he talks military law and order. And he talks a lot about the air flights. He talks about our our military planes in other countries. He talks about other countries' military planes in our airspace, landing on our air bases, right? He went through pains to bring in generals to explain how the military doesn't just get in their crafts and get up there and fly around and I'm just going to go here. I'm going to do this. What are we doing today? No, everything's a fucking order. All right. Everything is an order. Everything. When it comes to those flights. All right. So you want to say, okay, you live by close to Camp Grayling. All those helicopters, those 9 helicopters, those 4 events, those 9 helicopters, they were just military training exercises, Ethan. They were nothing. It was just a coincidence. It was just a coincidence that they were at treetop level and over, right over your head, right over your porch, 1,200 feet away, right over the, or 1,600 feet away, right over the court, right over the Superior Court. Well, the boys from Pennsylvania were down there clearing it out, so you had clear space to stand. Yeah, gunship, 2 of them, right over the court, treetop level. That was just military training exercises, Ethan. That's all it was. Explain the 6-engine Soviet era bird that came in so low and so slow, and I'm talking straight up right over my head, right over my front porch, right over my living room. Nah, I know the air traffic around here. I know the commercial flight paths. And I get air traffic here. And so I was just sitting there, and I know there's a jet, and I know that it's low. But I get that. I get that here. Planes landing in nearby airports, commercial planes. So it didn't really, it had my attention, but just a little bit, right? Sitting there in my chair. Damn phone was right there. And there was something unusual about this one. There was something unusual about it. And so I got up and I went over to the front door and went out on the front porch, and I looked up, and son of a bitch, it's like right over, it's going over. It's low. It's not treetop level, but it's low. Yeah, I mean, we're talking, I don't know, low, like 500 feet, 1,000 feet, low and slow. 6 engines. That's a Soviet era bird. Derek's gone through great lengths to explain to you the military occupation, the continuity of government, the reconstitution and the devolution, and the martial law. And the capitulation tour. And had the generals on because he keeps getting knocked by trolls and haters. So he brings the generals on to explain to you about the flights and how they don't just happen. They happen by order. All right. So you want to dismiss the helicopters. Explain that 6-engine bird. So low and so slow and not in a commercial flight path and directly over my fucking front porch in daylight hours. So it was as clear could be. Now, if Derek was to engage with me on my platform or his platform or anybody else's platform, then they could not explain away that 6-engine bird. They cannot explain it away. Then that's going to give credibility to all the military helicopters, those gunships, those Black Hawk helicopters, those cargo transport helicopters. So I hope that helps you. I hope that helps you to comprehend several things. One is I'm bringing you factual truth. I'm showing you true power. Derek Johnson wants to tell you there's only 2 powers in your country, in your nation, in the United States of America. I say bullshit. The people. That makes you think. Ooh, that was weird. I don't know what that was, but that was real weird. Um, well, um, the people, have the power, the highest power, and because your federal government was usurped, you revert back to your states. That means every state is a nation unto itself. You no longer have the United States of America. The United States of America broke generations ago, and your states have been infiltrated, and your counties, and your cities, and your towns, and your villages. And someone's going to tell you that there's two powers in this country, only two powers in this country, the military and the federal. No, fuck the federal. Fuck the federal United States or federal United States of America. Fuck it. It lets you down. It all reverted back to state power. And state power is one of the responsibilities of state power is to protect you from federal overreach from the federal government of the United States, of the United States of America. So is that another power? Yeah, that's four powers. Dispute it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You can't. Derek Johnson's going on show after show after show. Everybody, oh, Derek Johnson. What's Derek got? Derek, tell us. Tell us, Derek. Tell us the blueprint. Okay. That's factual. His blueprint is factual. He tells you there's two powers. That's his opinion. That's his opinion. That's not factual. You're not going to find that on .gov and .mil. No, you're not. And I think that Derek Johnson is not going to engage with me. I wish he would. And I have no intention to beat the man up on anything. But he is a public face, and he's getting algorithms, and he says he answers every email personally. It's not his staff. Well, I've sent several emails, and only one was responded to, and it was his staff to tell me that Derek basically sticks to military law and order. So, what's really going on? I agree with Derek on a lot of things, but there's a few things that I don't, and that's serious. To tell you there's two fucking powers, to dismiss your power, and for him to say that he's going to use he may use his remaining 3 years of paid for education to get a fucking license to practice law when there is no such thing as a license to practice law. Which would mean he'd be going for a bar card, which would make him a British agent. And I don't think that's what an American should do. Certainly not a veteran. Certainly not a man that claims to be a patriot. But I suppose if you can be trained to think that a fucking mutilated flag or a simulation of a American flag is then mutilated and then paraded by the military as a good thing, when you have something that resembles it very much in all the human trafficking demonic courts, whether they're fucking federal courts or county courts or city courts or whatever. Well, I've challenged Derek on that, and he's not going, has not responded, and I don't think he's going to. And if he was to talk about that 6-engine bird and how the military operates, and that was a direct order to fly that altitude, that coordinate, that speed. Right over my head in the middle of the day. Ooh. Damn, Ethan got a comm. Ethan got a military comm. Oh, somebody might do a show, military intel. Ah, crime and illy. So I hope that's a better explanation for you. I hope that's better conveyed for your comprehension. Pay attention to who you're listening to. Pay attention to what they say. Realize everybody can make a mistake, and everybody does make mistakes. Who corrects their mistakes and who purposely puts mistakes out to deceive you in devolution and misinformation and disinformation and fuckery. All right, everybody. I love you. And I'll be back.